Hi everyone, so this will be a full review for the brand new CVJ Angel Wings. Now this is a follow up to the previous models like their CSE and their CSA. Those models I have reviewed on this channel as well, and I had my opinions about them, negative and positive, and I'm going to give you guys the lowdown on this model because it has its own negative and its own positive. CVJ is a new brand that is trying to break into the audiophile market. They are trying to compete with other earphone manufacturers in this budget price range. Brands like the CVJ brand, sorry, not CVJ, CCA brand, brands like KZ, brands like KBEAR, they are competing with these brands. The other model that they released that did very well for them was their flagship mirror. The mirror is now out of stock. They're no longer making the mirror. Obviously, the mirror is or was the premium top of the line flagship earphone that at least they released in the $50 to $60 price range to at least compete with other brands in that price tier, and it did get a lot of reviews, a lot of positive reviews for its tuning. The problem CVJ have always had has till now is their tuning. It's not necessarily the build quality, it's their tuning. So let's go over what you get. The box is average, it's okay. The tips it's coming with is not premium. I had to change these ear tips. I've just put it back for this review. The ear tips it's coming with is not the best. I would have expected a little bit better because KZ's ear tips, they are always good. They're not the best, but their ear tips are soft. They are good enough, and for most people, I was expecting a little bit better from CVJ. But the box itself is okay. It looks beautiful. At least the packaging is a little bit better than some competition. Not the best technically, but it's okay. The cable, silver cable, is okay. It is not premium, but it's okay. You can get by with the cable. I would suggest you upgrade and get a better cable to enjoy your content. But at least this one is not terribly bad or horrible. The shell design is okay. In fact, the shell design technically mimics the more premium $500 kind of like shell design. For instance, the THIEAUDIO Clairvoyance has a similar shell design, but they've way better premium quality build to it. But it has that same look. If you look at this, you probably think it's a Monarch, THIEAUDIO Monarch, Excalibur, some of their premium tri-braids, you think it's that because it has that same look. It's good. It's good. It's not the best, but it's okay for the most part. Now, the main thing you're here for is the sound quality, and that is the place this thing falls short. And I feel CVJ needs to work on their tuning. The looks of their product is okay. They try to make their products look okay, but their tuning is always something that is always underwhelming sometimes. So let's go over what you can expect with this tuning. Now, it is a bit muddy. At least my own set is a little bit muddy and hollow. And it's not the first time I'm hearing this sort of tuning, because the other CVJ earphone that I gave a negative review, which is the CSE, had a similar tuning. Their CSA was slightly better, but they've still not nailed it down with their tuning. Their tuning hasn't always been precisely good, but But you can expect that the sound, at least from my own set, it may not apply to all the other sets, but you can expect the tuning to be a little bit hollow. It's going to lack mid-range. The bass doesn't have a good enough slam, and I normally don't easily get irritated by poor sound quality, except it's very obvious. And the CVJ Angel Wing has a very obviously noticeable poor performing sound quality, especially when you go from the mid bass to the lower bass, and you move a little bit up to the lower mid-range, the mid-range until you get to the treble. It's not where I expect it to be in the grand scheme of things, especially when you start comparing it to other budget sets, which I will do. Make no mistake about it, I will compare it to other budget sets that I presume are the best for anyone that is actually looking to getting the best out of budget sets, you know. So what can they improve on? They need to work on the way they tune their mid-range. Their mid-range needs to come close to other budget sets like the EDX, the KS1. They need to start competing. They need to start competing because for now they are not just competing, and it's quite sad because at this price range they should be competing, and they are not really competing, which is sad. The sensitivity on this is 92 decibels, and it's a 16 ohm impedance earphone. What it means is that it's a little bit harder to drive. I needed a little bit more power than I need for other budget sets to drive this. It needs power, some power, not the biggest power, but it needs some power. Because if you don't give it power, it will sound blunted and muddy. But even if you give it power, it still doesn't have that resolution. It doesn't have that clarity that I was expecting, especially in this price range. Because make no mistake about this, is a $25 to $30 earphone, and I was expecting it to at least compete with other $25 to $30 earphones. At least should be able to compete with those models, but it's still not competing just yet, and it all hinges on the tuning. The tuning needs improvement. The balance armature here used is still the same old 395 Chi-Fi balanced armature that has always existed in other model, and it's still not the best, but it's good enough for what you can expect it to be. Now, CVJ, the only advice I have to give you guys when you see this video is that you need to work on your tuning. Your tuning is still not where I need it to be. It's still a pain that I get to review products you guys make, but the tuning hasn't still gotten to the level I'm expecting it to be at. They can improve. They're still a new company. They can improve. It's only a matter of time before they get better. KBEAR was like this. Even I think earliest KZs were like this as well. But the problem here is that we are in 2021. There are so many wonderful sounding earphones with incredible budget price range. Earphones like the TRN MT1, earphones like the KZ EDX, so many earphones, even the QKZ, I think VK4. There are so many budget earphones that are performing so well, and you just cannot drop the ball. You cannot slack. The minute you slack, you're going to lose the market. But it is what it is. They're not perfect. I will cut them some slack because they're new to the game. They've not perfected what their tuning would be like and how their sounding should be like. And I will cut them that slack. It's maybe 2 or 3 models down the line, if they don't improve, then I probably may start discrediting them as a much better company, as a company that can compete with other brands. So that is my review of the CVJ Angel Wing. I will compare it to the other models around in my collection right now that I deem better. Do subscribe to the channel. I will see everyone next time.